basically while I'm teaching, I go to acrylic woolen yarns. Okay, these are known as acrylic woolen yarns. Okay, so these are recommended if for crochet beginners. Beginners, I recommend that. So to beginners, I always recommend acrylic woolen yarns. The reason is these yarns are little thick. Okay, so if you begin with these yarns, it will be little easier for you to practice your stitches, get them correctly, how to increase and decrease. It will be perfect. But if you want to make these items like for yourself or for the reselling purpose, I suggest merchandise cotton yarns. Okay, these are known as merchandise cotton yarns, or you can try any brand. I find Anchor is quite available. It's a known brand, and you get it anywhere, any stores. It's available online also. Okay, so I prefer merchandise cotton yarns. You can see this texture. Okay, the advantage of these yarns is these are cotton yarns, so and they are 100% screen friendly. And if you make a toy, they do come little bit stiff. These yarns are stiff. Can you see how stiff it is? So if you make your products out of this, they look nice and good and very colorful, and you don't need to give them extra effect to make your items look pretty. They will naturally look pretty. Okay, continue with the woolen yarns. I'll not take up the cotton yarns because they're very what do you say, delicate, so it may be little difficult to catch that on the camera. So for today's purpose, we'll take woolen yarn only. Okay, now hooks. So for amigurumi, you always use smaller hooks. You don't take larger hooks. Okay, like 3, 4, you don't use them. You use anywhere between 2 to 3. Okay, 2, 2.5, 3. I recommend that for woolen yarns. For cotton, you can take 1.5 also, no issues. So for today's session, we'll take 3. Actually, let us do that nicely. Okay, I'll take a size 3 hook. 3.0 mm. Now, one more thing here in amigurumi is that you don't make these in rows, rather than you make this in a full spiral. So once you begin your product, you will keep making rows and rows and rows, and then finish it. One start, one end. Okay, you don't do join or start in the between. So for that reason, these stitch markers are going to come very handy. Okay, to mark your rows. Every row you begin, you mark it with this stitch marker so that you know where your row is beginning. Okay, this is known as a stitch marker. They come in different variants. Okay, so if you don't have these now, no worries. I'll show you another technique, which actually I usually do, because this is a scissor. Obviously, you need a scissor. And this is known as a trapezy needle. Okay, this is a very important thing you needed if you want to make your crochet items, because you have to stitch your items. Okay, be small, big, anything, you will require this. Okay, this is a trapezy needle. And another thing which you use here is a row counter. Now, if you don't have, it's okay. These are known as row counters. Okay, as I told you, we'll be making this in one single piece, so you'll not be able to find out which row. So as I'm making one single row, I keep changing this rows. Can you see? The numbers keep rotating. This will help me to remember my stitching.